Hello everyone, Alex the Rat here again, and today I want to talk about, well, something I already talked about. So, a while back I did a review of Eradicator, which is an old 90s FPS, but very ahead of its time. To cut it short, it had like full WSD controls, multiple camera perspectives, different characters with different stats, interactive terminals. Yeah, it's really impressive stuff, especially for like 1996 when this came out. But there is one thing I neglected to talk about in that original review, and that is the fact that Eradicator has 3D audio. And I haven't seen anyone talk about it like anywhere, so here I am, talking about it. So, by 3D audio, you might assume I mean surround sound, but not really. Not many, if any games on DOS supports surround, as far as I know. But here's the thing, according to the documentation that came with Eradicator, the SoundBlaster AWE32 cards are actually capable of 3D audio. So the SoundBlaster 32 card I have in my Windows 98 PC is more or less a cost-reduced AWE32, and it has all the same capabilities as the AWE32 card. And I've even populated it with like 2 whole megabytes of memory. And that's more than enough for it to do its thing. And all I really have to do is enable the high-res audio mode in the Eradicator settings, and it'll just work. And for the record, I've been playing this game since I was a kid, and I had no idea it could do this. Like, this is kind of like having a friend that suddenly comes out and says he invented chewing gum, you know? It's like, wow. So yeah, when I discovered this, I was completely blown away by it. The game is already packed with a lot of really cool features. It has multiplayer, a full level editor, and it was definitely on par with games like Doom and Duke Nukem 3D when it came out. Like, I would say the 3D audio stuff like kind of brings it a step above, because I don't think Doom or Duke 3D even did that. As far as I know though, the digital copies of Eradicator on Steam and GOG, they don't support 3D audio. And that's because they don't emulate SoundBlaster AWE32. I haven't really fiddled around with it. It might be possible to get it working on modern systems, but I figured, hey, I have the card, I have the hardware, let's just try it out, you know, on real hardware and see how it works. So you might be wondering how this works. How did they get 3D audio working in 1996? Well, yeah, you see these, the memory chips here, 2 megabytes. You could almost run Crysis with that, if you multiply like 500 times. Like, normally you would store like MIDI samples on there. Like, you might remember in my Tracker Tunes video, I talked about how MIDI on one system could sound different on another because of different samples, different hardware, all that stuff. To show you what I mean, I'm gonna demonstrate how I can make the MIDI sound a bit better by using a different sample set. But here's the thing, you can store any audio on these, like within restrictions of course. And then you can process that audio however you want. You can add like effects, you can change the volume like independently on each sound effect. And what Eradicator does, it's using that to create like a 3D audio effect. So let's play a bit off the first level in Eradicator and like sort of compare how it sounds with and without the high-res audio modes. So personally, I notice a distinct difference between the high-res mode and the normal mode. Sounds kind of have a more depth to them, like they sound further away, for instance, and it definitely adds to the atmosphere in my opinion. I mean, Eradicator is already pretty atmospheric, so I usually prefer playing with the mode on just because it adds on that atmosphere, you know? Of course, comparing this to something like modern simulated surround is a bit unfair. That just wasn't a thing in 996 as far as I know, but it's trying, it's doing its best. Honestly, considering this is like 1996 and on MS freaking DOS, my expectations were really high to begin with, so yeah, I'm amazed this capability is even there. And if you guys in the comments know any other games from this time period that had this kind of 3D audio modes, do let me know. I definitely want to talk more about this in the future if I find anything else. Eradicator is the only game I know of that has this mode. I'd be super interested in exploring more of this stuff. Anyway, I guess that'll do it for this video. I just really wanted to talk about this as someone who loves DOS games and audio, and especially like experimental 3D audio stuff from this time period. This was really interesting to me, and yeah, I didn't intend to make any kind of long video, I just want to mention it, and it's there. I recommend you go check this out. And like I said, if you know more games that have this, let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, do leave a like, and subscribe if you want to see more stuff like this. And if you want to hang out and have a chat, you can join my Discord server at discord.alexdevout.com, or follow me on Blue Sky, bisky.alexdevout.com. Links are in the description below, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.